Hello, everybody. I'm your speech coach Prathusha from Duisburg, Germany. Today, I'm going to share with you my speech journey. First of all, let me tell you how bad my stuttering was. I started to stutter around the age of 6, immediately after my dad passed away. At least that's what my mom says. And my mother was really worried and took me to several speech therapies where I was taught to do breathing exercise, and one of these speech therapies even encouraged me to put pebbles in my mouth while speaking. I was told that these pebbles will improve pronunciations. And of course it did. It did improve my pronunciations, but it never helped with my stutter. I profoundly remember a memory where I realized that for sure I have a stuttering problem. The memory goes back to my school days where I had to read aloud in front of my class, as everyone can recollect that reading aloud for a stutterer is a nightmare. And while reading aloud, I couldn't say a single word. I was completely mute and not a word came out of my mouth. And I tried and tried and tried, and I finally ended up forcing a word out. And to add to my trauma, all my classmates sitting around me started laughing, and I was roughly around the age of 8 when this incident happened. I never spoke in the class thereafter, hence, I started losing friends, and it was as if I was living in a solitary confinement. Like, I literally had no one to talk to except my mother. Then my mother decided to marry again, and there came another trauma attached to it, which was my stepfather. He's a very nice person in general, but for some reason, he did not like me that much. And he was always a barrier between my mother and myself. He would never let me bond with my mother and always wanted me to sit in a room and study 24/7. Hence, I lost the most valuable connection, my mother. So, all these negative experiences reflected in my speech. And I would absolutely go mute in front of my stepfather. Later, during my college days, I had to give a presentation and I struggled a lot. Though I knew every single idea that I had to say, the stuttering hindered me from expressing what I have to say. And I stuttered on almost every third of the word. And that's when I thought that I needed to do something about my speech. And that was in 2016. Then I started to search for solutions on internet, and I never got a good solution. Everybody said that I had to accept stuttering and I had to live with it. And hence I started to search for support groups on Facebook where people who stutter literally brooded and cried together. Instead of lifting my mood up, these support groups demotivated me a lot. I was so depressed. And most of the experiences that they shared were completely negative. And it showed how pathetic they were and how they were talking about the failed conversations that they had in a grocery store or school, etc. Out of the blue, one day I found Coach Lee's post that he said that stuttering was indeed curable, right? And I found that really hopeful, and he had a solution, so I was like, go for it. And the thing that attracted me most was Coach Lee himself was a stutterer. Then I thought, yes, I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I kept following it. I was initially skeptical whether Coach Lee would reply to me or not, but, anyways, I sent an email to him and he graciously emailed me back. And he also sent me his first edition, and I read that and I woke up to the reality. And we did also, Skype weekly, which helped me to understand the crutches. And he said that reading aloud is the most important part because when you read aloud, you hear your own fluency, and accumulating a lot of positive fluency memories in your mind is critical in building fluency memories. The more fluency memories you have, the better. And the crutches he taught me, especially the crutch 1, which was skipping the first syllable, and the crutch 6, which is rephrasing your thoughts, helped me the most. I almost went stutter free within 2 months of time. Can you believe that? And that was the moment in my life I thought that gave meaning to my life. And I sincerely practiced all that he said, which is reading aloud, mind training, and using the crutches even when you don't need one. And I became stutter free and confident within a year. And that's when the Speech Anxiety Anonymous, SAA, was formed. And then came SAC, Speech Anxiety Cures, where I became a speech coach and started helping others get fluent. And coming to my personal life, I cleared an interview in the first attempt and I started to make friends. And I can proudly say that in my entire life, I have attended only 2 interviews and both the interviews was a success. And there was a breakthrough in 2019 where I hosted an event in front of 500 people in my company. And that marked my era of stutter-free life. Now we all know that SAC has evolved into WSSA, which is World Stop Stuttering Association, where ex-stutterers help stutterers achieve, maintain, and improve fluency. And from that time, I have only been moving higher and higher. Right now, I'm working as an auditor in Germany and I'm quite successful. I initiate calls, I had to go into meetings and spontaneously talk and ask questions, and you all know that nobody likes an auditor. We always, rely on evidences and stuff. So in spite of this stressful situation, I never let that interfere my speech. And it has been a wonderful journey, both with World Stop Stuttering Association and my personal life after I became a PWSS. And I would like to thank Coach Lee for his altruistic and dedicated work. And please join WSSA if you have anxiety and stuttering problems. I'm sure that you will reap a huge benefit from the resources provided here. And of course, it is very affordable and it's the price is very less, and the membership price, subscription price is very, very less. So why not try this, right? Because it is the only community you will find in this entire world where ex-stutterers teach stutterers to achieve fluency. Thank you so much.